Yo, what's good? Welcome to Observing the Process. Before we start, I'm hoping you can help me out by supporting the show. You can rate and review it on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you listen. You can share it with your friends, you can blog about it, or discuss it on your own podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, you can subscribe to my channel and like this video, or you can support it directly. You can do this by going to my website. I'll leave a link in the description. Thank you for supporting the show. Listeners like you make it possible. Today on the show, I had Marque Cox, aka Shrimp Daddy. Marque is a video editor based in Los Angeles. We caught up on what life is like in LA, where he gets inspiration for his edits, and more. Before you listen to this episode, go to his Instagram at Shrimp Daddy to get a feel for his edits. Please give it up for Marque Cox.
In the land of China, people hardly got nothing at all.
No possessions?
And in China, they never go to church.
No religion too?
Or do magic.
Well, it's easy if you try, Dick.
3, 2, 1. Okay, we're live. Marque, how are you doing? Thank you for having me over.
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you? Yeah, good.
Very good, very good. Congrats on a name drop, dude. That's awesome. I saw that you posted that on Instagram. Can you tell me what that's about?
Yeah, so Name Drop is a card game that I came out with. It's actually not even finished yet, but it's basically a celebrity guessing game, and you have to take the photos on the card to like try to figure out what the celebrity's name is.
Right.
And yeah, I'm still getting the graphics done for that. But
What's that process been like? So you've been you came up with the concept, which is awesome, and then are you working with a designer to produce the cards, or?
yeah, so the dude that I'm working with, his name's Steven Solis.
Okay.
And he's a dude that I met off of Instagram that just was down to help me.
Keep this just a little closer to your face. Yeah, perfect.
Help me help me like make the graphics for the cards. And he's just some kid from the skate park.
Oh, okay, sick.
I actually didn't even know who he was, but I met him and he's like really dope and his art is like amazing. So, yeah, I just been sending him like my rough drafts of every card that I want to be made, and then he just hand draws it.
Awesome.
So, he's still working on some more cards for me, but once it gets done, then we'll get it going.
So you're in the stage of like a Kickstarter is what you started, right?
So I did the Kickstarter and then it didn't go through. Like I didn't get.
You have to like meet goals or something.
Yes.
How does a Kickstarter work exactly?
So with my Kickstarter, I try to get 7,000 to get it like started.
Right. So like to afford production and stuff like that. Oh, okay.
And so I went for that and then like a 30-day trial, and then it didn't work out. But like everybody thinks that it's just like my card game is already like out there, you know? They're like,
right.
oh, congrats on the
because it
game.
looks so official on Instagram and stuff. It looks like it's already just ready to go. Like you just go and buy it.
Yeah, it's like my whole strategy was like make a couple cards, get the graphics done, and then make a couple of videos like my style, try to like sell it.
Sure.
But then I think it wasn't like clear that like I was like done, like still working on it. And, like I need your money.
I still need the funding, dog.
Yeah. So I realized that it's not going to work on Kickstarter, so I'm just going to do it myself. Once the graphics are done, I'm just going to make it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. What I think is awesome is that you're working with like a local skater to get it done.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool that like everywhere that I've been, the skate community is super tight in terms of, you know, reaching out for help and kind of working on projects together. So that's really cool that you were able to just find someone at the skate park.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. Pretty dope. So where are you from actually?
I'm from Chino Hills.
Oh, so you are from like is that Los Angeles area or?
Yeah, it's like next to like Pomona.
Okay.
For like an hour from Los Angeles.
Nice.
I was born in West Covina.
Okay.
Which is not too far from here.
Okay.
But, yeah, then I grew up in Chino Hills, and my parents split up, so I was back and forth from Rolling Heights and Chino Hills.
Okay.
And then after a while, just Chino Hills.
Right.
And that's where I grew up.
Right. Do you remember when you started skating?
Probably, well, when I was living in like Rolling Heights, when I was super young, I was like messing around on a skateboard, but when I really got into it was like 6th grade probably,
Okay.
or like 5th, 6th grade, and met some friends that were like my age that skated in Chino Hills.
Did you and what year is that roughly? Like 6th grade?
I'm so bad with time. I don't know.
Like
dude.
late 90s or early 2000s, or I'm just curious in terms of like what's going on in skateboarding at that time. Like who are your skaters that you're looking up to when you first get into skateboarding, or like what did you see around you that made you want to pick up a board?
Think like I don't know I'm so bad with the years, but it was like seeing homies now that I didn't really know back in the day. They were like the cool skater kids, and I was just like, dang, those guys are sick, and they have like sick like boards and sick fucking clothes, and I was like, damn, I kind of skated, but like that was like the cool crowd, and I wanted to be like hanging out with them.
Okay.
So then I had to step my game up,
right.
start, learning some tricks.
Of course.
And then they like took me in. They're like, oh, you're cool. You could skate. I was like, and then then after that, it's just like was all about it.
Yeah, for me, I just remember seeing a skateboard and it just looked so free and awesome. And we didn't have actually that many skate parks around us. So I was just like skating in the street. I grew up in Manhattan actually. So we had, it's called the Riverside Skate Park. And oddly enough, in Manhattan, there's almost no transition, but this one park had a mini ramp and had some like a vert ramp actually. So that was kind of my first introduction to skateboarding, was skating a bunch of ramps and stuff like that. Out here in California, you guys are known to have a ton of parks. Was it like that back in the day, or did it kind of progress over time, do you think, the park situation?
Well, when I was younger, we didn't have like transportation. Like we didn't come to LA all the time.
Right.
But we had like one skate park that was Chino Hills Skate Park, and it was like had a lot of transition. It was a good park. It's kind of small, but still probably one of my favorite parks to skate.
Hell yeah.
Just because it's like the go-to back in the day. But then Chino Park came up, like the Chino Big Four.
No, I don't.
It's like a famous like big 4 block.
Okay.
That's in like all types of videos, but it's like a 2-stair, and then you go, and then it's a big 4, and like everybody skated it. But they built a huge skate park at that park, and so it's like the big 4 is still there. But yeah, I basically grew up just skating that park, and then coming out to LA was like once in a blue moon. So, when we did come out to LA, we'd skate all kinds of stuff, but like, and also we just like kill ourselves just trying to get anything we could, because we knew that we weren't going to be in LA again for like a month.
Definitely. I have memories of that. Like I grew up in Long Island, and we would go to the city, like it was like a 40-minute train ride, and you'd make the most out of it every time you go, like trying to get clips and stuff like that.
Dude, I would always get hurt every time. I'm just trying like my hardest to do anything.
Definitely.
I was like, damn, I should have just chilled, because I just kept getting hurt, dude.
Were you guys filming back then, or when you were a kid?
We would. Yeah, like I don't know. I think that was like when I was in high school, like when I was really getting more into it. But like, when I was like in 6th grade, I was just skating like the streets, like around my house, skating my curb. But I remember one time I went to LA with like a big crew, and I was like, we were like jumping over this one gate. I was all excited, and then I like jumped over this gate, and like I punctured my hand, like the gate went through it.
Fuck.
And then I was like, damn it, dude, like it hurts so bad. And this is like in the beginning of the day, and then like later that day, like I bandaged it up, and like I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep skating.
Yeah.
And then I was skating LA High Rail, and I like went for like, I was trying to like crooked grind it, and I sacked it really hard. And then I was just like, dude, this is like the worst day.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna play skate with my friend. And I ended up rolling my ankle.
Jesus.
All in the same day. Like, and then I had this huge hole in my hand. I was just like,
God damn it.
and it just like every single time I'd go to LA when I was a kid, like I would always get hurt, just like trying, just
yeah,
too
man.
much.
Skating is relentless when it comes to getting injured and stuff like that. The older I get, the less I go hard. I've transitioned more into like surfing and low risk type stuff, even with skating. I skate more mini ramp these days. Like I don't skate stairs much at all. I don't know about you. Eventually I know you transitioned into more of being a filmer. What was the story behind that? Like, is there a progression of, eventually getting into being a filmer versus, going hard at skateboarding?
Yeah, I think I got into filming because kept getting hurt
Mm.
skating. So my ankle, I have bad ankles, so I'd always I broke my ankle a couple times, both of them, and then always sprained them. So I went from skating to filming skateboarding because I still wanted to be around it.
Right.
And then yeah, like after learning a little bit more about filming and making fun videos, I just started loving it.
Hell yeah. Speaking of fun videos, I was digging through your YouTube channel and you got 2 banger clips with like 20 plus million views.
Yeah.
The first one that I saw is Born Free 2011. Was that one of the first videos you made, or is there a story behind that film? Or?
Yeah, it's kind of one of the I don't know. I probably made a bunch back in the day, but like that was like one of my first like paid kind of gigs. And it was like my old boss from a utility board shop. His name's Mike Still. He was like super into motorcycle stuff.
Okay.
And he like knew the Born Free people. And then I think they asked him like, hey, can you make a commercial for us? And he asked me, he's like, hey, you want to make the commercial for this like motorcycle thing? And I was like, sure. Like, I didn't really know a lot about cameras or like editing, but you just got to fake it till you make it kind of deal. And then, I went with them to like up in the hills and we filmed with him and his girlfriend. That's who was in the video. Him and his girlfriend. And I was just like filming, and then I put like this Black Keys song just because like Black Keys was like just coming out and it was like popular. So I was like, oh, this would be good. And I put that song to it and it ended up like blowing up. Born Free.
Yeah, man.
And I didn't make any money off of it because all the money went to Black Keys.
Oh, so I bet they made some fucking money then.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's crazy about YouTube is even like I just posted a video the other day and I used I can't remember the name of the artist, but anyways, it's a copyrighted song and
yeah,
all the views will end up going to the artist.
Yeah,
which is insane. I guess it's fair,
Yeah,
it's fair, but it's
crazy.
It's
like just a song. And like, I mean, what about the video being filmed? Like, you should give a little bit of money too.
What's the process like to actually get licensing to a song? Like, if you wanted to actually legally use that song, the Black Keys, have you ever done anything like that?
I haven't. I worked at like Netflix, and we get to pick whatever song we want.
Exactly.
And they have like a budget, and they like have to reach out to the artist or whoever owns the
whoever's the owner of the song. Yeah.
Sometimes it could be like super cheap. Sometimes, but in skateboarding, you usually just do whatever.
Yeah.
If it's like a homie video, you don't like not gonna spend money on.
Of course not, because you're not even really making money off of it to begin with.
I think like when we were doing the Plan B video, we like had to get rights to all the songs, and it took a while. And I think I like we kept trying to. I'd be like, all right, I'm editing it to this song, and then we'd be like, it kind of works. Let's use this song, and then we try to get the rights, and it wouldn't go down. So all right, so then I tried another song. I think I edited Felipe Gustavo's part to like 9 different songs.
Oh my God. I think that's the worst part of being an editor is having to deal with, other people's changes when they ask for like, and especially when it comes to changing a song. Cause I've done my fair share of editing and, the song is everything when it comes to the pace and like the cuts. It would totally dictate how it's going to turn out. So once the song changes, everything changes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's terrible. Shane O'Neill has a funny story. I don't know if you listen to his 9 Club, when he was doing some part with the Barracks, and he was like, "Oh, I think it'd be cool if we use that song." And then someone at the Barracks was like, "Okay, sick," and they took it as if he had rights to use it. And then he ended up not, and Sony ended up, suing them. For like it was a song owned by Sony, and it was one of the first times that this was like when the Barracks was kind of blowing up, and it was the first time that a skate park was being like sold on the internet. Like you could buy it for like $5 or $10 or something like that. So they made a fuck ton of money, but basically had to give it all back to Sony, which was pretty wild. And it's kind of like this. I haven't seen the part actually, because what I hear is it's maybe it's come out with different music at this point, but it was kind of almost an urban legend. Like some people have it at this point.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Do you listen to Nine Club much or?
No, I don't.
No. Yeah. Yeah. This one episode with Shane was pretty interesting. But getting back to your YouTube channel, and then the other video that I was interested in is the voice, the R. Kelly video.
Oh yeah.
How did you come up with that concept?
So at first I had this video of R. Kelly singing the part in the song like and I like at first I had like I thought it'd be funny to like just loop that and like make it look like he's doing it over and over. And the original video was a quick like loopable video and I called it R. Nelly.
Okay.
Because it was like R. Kelly's face doing the transition over and over and over.
Right.
And then I put a Band-Aid on under his eye for like Nelly.
Yeah.
So like R. Kelly, R. Nelly. I don't know. It was just like some dumb like Vine thing I did.
Right.
It took me like a little while. And then I was like, this could be bigger. And I was like, what if I did this and then like, took some clips from The Voice and the audience reactions. And then I made like a little bit of it and I was like, what if I made it 10 minutes long? So then it took me a while to make that video. It took me like I want to say like 2 months.
Dude, I loved it. I thought it was so funny. It's like you never know when it's going to end. And then some people in the comments are like, who listened to this the whole time while going through the comments. And I think the culture on the internet is so much fun for editing and creating stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's super funny.
That's like a dope one. I think I got into the whole AdSense.
Do you think you made
YouTube.
money from that one? Or?
Oh, I'm still making money from that.
That one's
now.
That's crazy. That's like that was like 29 or 20 something million views. It's insane. And also it's definitely more monetizable because of the length. Do you look into any of that? Like the shorter videos don't make as much money as the longer videos, from what I've heard, because maybe you can get more ads in on a longer video.
Yeah.
Or,
that seems like if one ad came on that video, they'd be like, all right, I'm over this. It's
maybe.
in my head.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've tried to put my Instagram like 1 minute videos on YouTube to try to like see if I could, because they're pretty popular on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like maybe YouTube it'll blow up on YouTube. And then, but I feel like a 1 minute long video on YouTube, like no one cares.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
I've looked into this. There's like a formula. That's why vlogs are so popular, like 10 to 15 minute vlogs. And that style of like talking to the camera does so well for YouTube. For some reason, the algorithm favors those types of videos and puts them in front of more eyes to watch. And that's why like so many people try and do that style. When like a 1 minute video, for some reason, advertisers, it doesn't work well. And I don't know exactly why, but I do know it is the case. Like Facebook and YouTube, they recommend your videos be at least 3 minutes. I think on Facebook, because you can monetize now on Facebook, they have to be at least 3 minutes long, which is bizarre. I wish like
you can make money on Facebook.
Yeah, you can make money on Facebook now. You can like put it. You have to like
I did not know that.
Qualify. You have to qualify. It's not like YouTube where you can just start out of nowhere. But even YouTube, I think you have to have over like 1,000 subscribers unless you were grandfathered in.
Yeah.
YouTube changed the whole. I just find it fascinating, like the ability to make money on YouTube and that kind of stuff.
I'm surprised I'm making money off that R. Kelly one because it's not any of my content.
Well, you're lucky that it just.
But the algorithms like it slipped by. I think because I'm like the audio is like just the same thing over and over.
Right.
So it's like it's not going to detect that it's a R. Kelly song, and then it's all these different reaction shots for like video. So it's like it's hard for them to like if somebody actually like saw it, like an actual person was like doing this, they'd probably like be like, this isn't his content and take me off. But since it's like a robot,
100%.
I did get kicked off once. They said
YouTube kicked you off once.
Yeah, they said. Well, they kicked me off AdSense. They said, "Hey, your stuff isn't like original content, so we're gonna stop your money flow from this video."
Okay, from just one video then.
No, from all of them.
Oh wow!
And I was like, "Damn, that sucks." And I just said whatever, and then like I'll just figure it out, or I don't care because I was only making like a couple $100 a month off the R. Kelly.
Right.
And
that's still awesome. Just like money coming in.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't even know every 20th of the month I'd make like some money. And then I was like, they're like, you could reapply for AdSense if you want. I was like, fuck it. I'll do it. So I did it and I got approved again.
Wow.
And then luckily, cause the next month, like, all this stuff that's going on with R. Kelly, like
Oh,
it's like
yeah, that's why
I'm getting
like,
more views on it
right.
now. Like certain months, it's like way more. Like a couple months ago, I made $1,200 in 1 month for nothing.
That's so sick, dude. It's like real money that people can make off of making.
Dude, if I had more hits on YouTube, like a couple more videos,
Mhm.
wouldn't even have to edit anymore.
I know, man.
Just live off of it. Dude.
Yeah, dude. I've made like $100 off of one video once. I just reposted, Stranger Things on Netflix.
Mhm.
They have when season 2 came out, they had a recap of season 1. And what they did is you couldn't watch like if you skipped it by accident, you couldn't go back and watch this recap of season 1. And I was like so frustrated that I got it and then I put it up on YouTube and everyone was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." Like I skipped it. So I think it's like just sometimes identifying a problem of what you see and then just kind of putting it up there.
It's cool.
So I went after that. And I haven't done any, but like, it's not satisfying though, to make stuff like that. Like I also put up Ricky Gervais did like the Oscars the other day and he had a joke about Jeffrey Epstein. So I put that 30-second clip up and it kind of blew up with like 100,000 views in the first day.
Damn.
But that stuff is not, first of all, it gets copyrighted. Like Golden Globes will get all the money.
Yeah.
But it gets me some subscribers. It's just kind of fun to like
That's cool.
play YouTube as a game in that kind of sense.
Yeah.
But I think that's why I started to do the podcast, is because it's like pure original content versus the stuff that I did on YouTube and Instagram is sometimes more reposting and not as satisfying as making your own content, making something that's real. Yeah. So let's get back a little bit to developing as an editor. So did you start out like wanting to do skateboard content, or did you start out doing these freelance jobs like the Born Ride or Born Free rather?
I think the Born Free was kind of like a part of the skate. It felt like it was like another skate job because my boss brought me onto that, and he was like a skateboard. He worked at a skate shop.
Okay.
At the time, so like it was kind of just like a little side thing. That wasn't even like a real job. I got paid like. He's like, I may want to make, I think it was $75 to like film this and edit it. And I was like, sure. You don't
know anything back then about what you can really charge.
I know, dude. I mean,
especially for those views too,
yeah,
man.
it was crazy. It was cool that they let me put it on my account.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Really random.
Yeah.
And it like the graphics at the end were really bad too. I'm not really good with graphics.
Well, the more you grow into this industry, you realize how segmented it actually is for specific roles people have. Like, there's like a colorist for just, that's one job, is just to do the color on the editing. And it's so funny how like when we start out, we do everything and we don't really understand it until like, you just have to like experience the whole process of this industry of creative to realize that it can get so specific, from the editing, the coloring, so many different types of things.
But I think I started in skateboarding, editing, and filming, and then I kind of I forgot the first question.
Just like we can what I wanted to ask was you said you worked at a job like at a skate shop, or tell me about that, because like I've worked at a skate shop too and I'm glad I did it. Like it was like kind of like a dream as a kid to work at a skate shop, so I'm glad I checked that off my bucket list.
Totally.
Was that one of your first jobs, or
no, I had a couple of jobs before that. I like worked at like Quiznos making sandwiches.
Right on.
Worked at like a vegetarian restaurant and like just like shitty jobs. And then I got a job at the skate shop. And it was pretty fun, just like gripping boards, and like the people were cool. I liked it. And then, but I was like a super party guy. So like, I'd be like work with my friends basically. And then we'd party. And then I think I got fired from the skate shop because I came late and I was drunk. and then I ended up getting rehired by the same company at a different shop. Like a year later.
Was it like a chain skate shop?
Yeah.
What was it?
Utility board shop.
Oh, utility. Okay, I'm not familiar. Maybe that's like West Coast thing.
And then I ended up getting fired again because the lady that worked there, she's just like, you're not motivated. You don't, she was getting all deep with me. She was like, what do you want in life? And I was just like, I don't know. I just skate and then just hang out with my friends. Like, what? why are you asking me this? Like, and then she fired me. It was weird.
Damn, that's
I was
like
yeah.
super personal. Just
I
to
know.
like, why you got to get personal like that. Yeah. So from that came more editing, though. Maybe it was good for you.
Yeah. I feel like everything that I did, it kind of leads me in the right direction.
Right.
Like I've met a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
just from random things. Maybe, I don't know. But you definitely started filming, skating a lot, and then trying to just take on any filming I could possibly get and film jobs, edit jobs. I would like do it for $50, $25. I would do anything, and like just putting myself out there.
100%. I think a lot of the times people don't understand the amount of work that goes into doing something like this. And I'm talking about even, the portfolio you have to build leading up to getting these jobs. You have to work a lot for free or basically for nothing. Like for me, I interned at a company for like 6 months and get paid almost nothing, but the experience that you develop is everything. That's just like kind of necessary to do in this industry, I think.
Yeah.
Something I really like about the videos that you make is like your use of music and your transitions. Like a lot of the times for your Instagram clips, like for example, I was looking at one the other day of the seal that like drags the girl in.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like Aladdin or something that falls in the sea. What's your process like for coming up with that? Do you like get an idea before you start editing and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to go in with that idea? Or do you start editing and kind of like figure it out as you go?
Yeah, I start editing and then I figure it out.
Right.
Like I'll be like, oh, that's a funny clip of that girl getting dragged in.
Yeah.
And then I kind of forgot how that thing even went. Did I cut the seal out?
So
No, I had a seal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The seal drags the girl in and then the girl transitions, I think, into Aladdin or something, like falling into the sea.
I remember her falling into the water, and then I used to watch a lot of Disney movies. So like I remember like certain little things about the movies. I'm like, oh, there's a part where Aladdin he like falls into the water and he sinks to the bottom. And I'm like, oh, what if I took that clip? I find it on YouTube and I just put it together. And then like, I think I used like an Eminem song.
Yeah, if you had one wish or something like that. Yeah, or you might. I think it's the lyrics is like if you had one chance, and then somehow like you make it say wish or I don't know, and then like the the genie thing is like sitting right next to it. He can't get to it. The lamp.
Yeah, and then he kind of rubs it, and then I don't know. Just make dumb little videos like that. It's like
dude,
fun.
But what's awesome about it is like the professionalism of the edit, like in contrast to like the cartoon clips, like when you use Bieber running through the world and stuff like that. The contrast of like such like low quality clips with like in terms of just like 240p or something like that.
Yeah.
In contrast with good editing makes for a very interesting video. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like shitty quality video.
Yeah.
And then
high quality like work of editing. You put a lot of time into it.
Like good sound design.
Yeah.
Makes it like, whoa, this is like, I don't know if I should be like laughing or if this is like a real piece of work.
It's like startling or something. I don't know. It's really entertaining. And I love
Thank you, dude.
finding content like that on the internet. And
nice.
I think a lot of people when they're starting out editing, they make the mistake of using, really cheesy transitions, like the twirly thing or like the slide board or
there's like a whole like a little package you could buy now, like with all those transitions. There's like this one called Red Giant.
I use Red Giant. It's like a plugin on Premiere.
I used it a lot with like the Netflix stuff because they always have Red Giant on their computers, and it's just like a cheap way to put those transitions on. Like it kind of looks like the same thing I'm doing, but I like do it manually.
Sure, okay.
And like I kind of got bummed when I first seen those like transitions.
Yeah,
because I'm like, damn, I actually like put work into like making those transitions look a certain way.
Yeah.
And now like you just like click a button and it does it for you.
Yep.
But it's still not the same. I could tell. Like the average person, like they're gonna be like, oh, it was a cool transition with the Red Giant stuff. But like I'll be able to know like if that was organic, like you made that by yourself, or if it's just like click.
Okay.
I know, but most people probably don't.
Huh. So what's your path when it comes to teaching yourself? Did you teach yourself or did you go to school for editing? Are you all self-taught?
Well, I didn't go to school for this, but I started with editing with my friend Eric Bragg. He kind of like taught me how to film and edit.
Okay.
And yeah, I grew up with this dude, and he was already like in the game filming and editing for like bigger companies. And I kind of came in. I was like, hey, can you teach me?
Yeah.
And then he was like, all right. Basically, just did like all the work, like the bitch work, basically.
Like a PA in a sense.
Yeah, just like basically just interning.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like teaching me like do this, do that, do that, and I was just like having fun learning. And I was like, oh, that's how you do that. Okay. And then I feel like I was kind of a slow learner, but he just like kept giving me stuff to do, and like I wouldn't know what was what on like Premiere. Like I don't know what this does, but he's like, click this, click that, click this, then you're gonna do this, and then you get that. With like exporting something out, like I didn't know what like frame rate. I don't know any of that stuff. So I was just like, whatever. It's like, and then every time I'd like have my own video, I'd hit him up like, hey, what settings do you do again? And he's like, dude, I told you like 20 times. I'm like, sorry, dude, I forgot. And like, that's how I learned.
Awesome.
And then finally it just stuck. Actually, it took me so long to even understand all that stuff. And then once I got to Pop TV, which is my first like TV gig.
Okay.
Like that's when I like really had to learn that shit and like make sure like I knew what I was kind of doing. Because before I was kind of just like, I don't know what I'm doing. But now I'm like with professionals in a room, and they're like counting on me to like give them the right, video, whatever. And I was like, I gotta fucking know this shit now. So.
That's awesome. Funny story about Eric Bragg, actually. I was in Bali. I was there for 5 minutes. I'm walking down the street and I noticed him because like I follow him on Instagram actually. Yeah. And I walk up to him and like he's like having a drink with someone and he's like, oh, what's up? Like, humble guy, was happy. And I'm like, you know what's funny is like how I know him is, or how I started to follow him is because he did this thing. He pretended to win the lottery. Yeah. You must remember that, I guess. And he got a ton of followers. I'm like, that's how I know you, man. And then the person he was having drinks with was like, no fucking way. Like people do recognize you from that shit.
That is crazy.
It was so funny, man. He blew up on Instagram, I think, because of that. He had so many followers because of that. Like I followed him because I thought he actually won the lottery, and then I found out. And then once I was following him, like, yo, this guy also skates. Like, that's amazing. Like some skater. And this was like the crazy, like $1 billion lottery thing. Yeah. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, of course. Because the winning ticket was from Chino Hills.
Right.
So that's why he did it, probably. Yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
But I remember, me and him kind of had a falling out for a sec.
Oh, really?
And then I remember, because we used to live together for like years.
I can do it.
And then, we lived together, we worked together. And then we had like, I ended up moving out because we got in a kind of a little fight. And I remember I moved to Culver City because I got a new job at Pop TV. And right when I moved out, he had faked the lottery. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, is this real? And we were kind of like not talking at the time. So I was like, I don't want to hit him up and ask him. And then I remember, I was like, I know he's a jokester, like he's gonna pull a prank like that, but like maybe he did win. I don't know.
It's perfectly enough to like.
I was like, he probably didn't, but maybe he did. So I don't know. And then I remember a couple days later, he had hit me up because I owed him some money from like the electric bill or something. I think it was like $150. And I was like, okay. I was like, this guy won $1 billion bucks and he's asking me for $150. I was like, dude, I'm not even gonna say anything. Like, I'm not gonna be like, dude, you won a bunch of money. Like, why are you gonna ask? Why do you want this $150? So I didn't even ask him. I just gave him the 150, and I was like, whatever, dude. I don't even want to ask. But then it turns out, he didn't win.
Yeah, it seems like he does a lot of that stuff on Instagram. Like he photoshopped his beard to be, it's already crazy long for people who don't know. This guy has massive beard, and then photoshopped it even longer, and people on his Instagram were just like, yo, is that real? It's too funny. I wanted to get into more like, I know you worked with, I think his Active Ride Shop or something. It looks like you did some tour videos with them. How did that come about?
That was through Eric too.
Oh, awesome.
He was working for Active, and he kind of was like, I think he was doing Active, and then he was also doing like Red Bull and Plan B.
Okay.
And so he kind of like, he started doing more Red Bull, I think, and he like couldn't handle the the workload of active anymore. So he's like, I think he like introduced me to them like, hey, Mark does videos. So why don't you hook him up? And then I kind of just started doing like a little bit here and there, and then turned into like my full thing, you know, like making all the like shoe videos and like all like the like little like catalog videos and commercials, all that stuff.
Nice.
It was pretty dope.
That's what's up. That's like a really cool gig. And it looks like you were doing a lot of tour videos as well. So
yeah.
Was that fun to go on tour with the guys or?
Yeah, it was sick. It was so much fun. Like we'd go, like it'd be like a catalog shoot just for like, you know, the new clothes coming out, and like all the homies would come on the trips, like my actual friends that I would skate with on the regs, you know?
Nice.
So like we'd go to like Miami, and like we'd go to like Denver, went to like SF, and we just like jump in the van. So fun.
Dude, that's
I
tight.
love that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's interesting though, that like they were already your homies. Like for me, when I started working more in the skate industry, I mean, there's pros. Like for example, I've done work with Adidas to do their Copa Court tour. Like I don't know if you're familiar with that, or DOS Days and stuff like that. They do a tour where they have like some key cities around the world, and basically us as an agency in Shanghai helped them arrange the venue and kind of produce the event. So I had the opportunity to tour some of the pro Adidas riders around. And that was like such a massive moment for me to kind of like be able to show these dudes around. And I felt like I made it in a sense. Like that's like kind of the dream as a kid, to be, you know, skating with these guys and interacting and meeting them. And so, but for you, it sounds like they were already kind of in your circle of friends.
Yeah.
That's an interesting contrast. What were some of the favorite places that you went? You said you went to Miami and Denver.
I guess we didn't go like that many places. Like we would stay kind of local. Like we went to like SF a couple times, and like San Jose, and then when Denver, Miami, basically it. Not even that many trips, but like those trips were so fun. Like not as like, I'm sure like the average filmer or skater goes to tons of trips, you know, goes on shitload of trips, but I went on a couple, but with the homies, and it was just so much fun. And
That's
it's like, I was like super young too. So just like going on these trips and getting paid, you know, paid to go on these trips, and like having per diem, people giving me money to like party and stuff. It was so fun.
Yeah, that's the dream, to
we
be
just
able
be hungover the whole time. Like
that's the dream, to be able to like kind of do something that you would do for free and get paid anyways.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes something like working in the skate industry for us so amazing. I wanted to ask you about Plan B, the True video.
Oh yeah.
So what was the evolution of that? I think you said also through Eric as well.
Yeah, Eric was like the main filmer for Plan B.
Oh really? So he was like the guy filming.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And he I was living with him, and like I would just be editing stuff. Everything he was editing or filming, I was helping, and like he was paying me. So I would be editing. He'd be filming the Plan B video, and then I would just be at the house editing whatever I could,
right?
Commercials and whatever. Mostly like a lot of Red Bull stuff, because like Sheckler and Plan B kind of hand in hand.
Yeah.
So it was like a lot. We did like all the Sheckler sessions,
right,
and then also the whole Plan B video.
So you've been to that skate park? I guess he has like an indoor.
I went to like, I think he had like 3 or something.
That's crazy.
Like, and he's like rearranged it. I don't know. I haven't been like to the newest one, but we did talk, and he was like, I was like asking if I could come through, and he's like, yeah, for sure, come through, let's skate. But then I think I got hurt, and I haven't talked to him in a while. But yeah, I definitely want to go to that park.
Yeah, man, it's pretty wild to see all the skaters, you know, like Nyjah and the Diamond Park, and you know Sheckler has his own place, and it's such an interesting thing that kind of like evolved out here to have
having
that.
your own park.
Yeah, what do you think about that? I just think it's insane to have like that type of resource in your backyard.
I know.
So jealous.
I know. It would be fun to have your own park.
Yeah,
even if it was like a little shitty, like even like a little quarter pipe in the backyard would be nice.
Yeah, even something like that.
But like having like that facility is so sick.
Yeah,
like you just learn anything, just practice.
Yeah, Shane. He has something in his backyard, and there's a story that like he had it built when he wasn't there. So then like he just gave them the dimensions and the stuff that he wanted, or maybe not the dimensions, just the stuff he wanted. And when he got back, it was just not what he wanted at all. And he was super
really?
bummed.
Hmm.
It's pretty wild. But actually, going back to Sheckler, the big thing when True was coming out was whether he was going to backside flip El Toro or not.
Oh yeah.
So you as an editor helping edit that, you must have known in advance.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what was, I mean, like, is there any inner story? Because like that for me, or I don't know why I followed that story so much, but I mean, it was just such big news for someone to backside flip El Toro and the fact that he claimed it.
Yeah. I feel like it was kind of a secret for me too. Like Eric knew.
Yeah.
And like Hoops, I think he would.
Is he another filmer?
Yeah, another filmer. Like he probably knew too, but I never really like. I wasn't like a big skate nerd, so like I in my head like I was just editing this thing and it was a job. I skate.
Yeah.
I like skating, but I'm not like I don't
follow the drama or
like
the TMZ shit behind
like
skateboarding.
I was like anybody else would be like, oh, I gotta check this footage out. I got all the footage at my fingertips. I could look at whatever I want.
Right.
But like I wasn't really like that. I was like, all right, man, what do you want me to edit today? You know, so like I don't even think I even saw that video of him claiming that he backside flipped.
Yeah.
But I knew that he tried it and he like stuck it and he was gonna go back and like you know when you like land on something and you're like, oh, I for sure got that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. And it's like no problem. I'm gonna go back like next week and get it. Like,
right.
Guess he's probably just like in that mindset.
Yeah. I mean, like
I think he might. Didn't he go back?
Well, at the end of the video, they show him fucking killing himself trying it.
Oh yeah, that was the first attempt. I think.
Yeah.
I think maybe he was gonna go back, but he like, I don't know what. I don't remember. I think there was some day he was like gonna go back before the video dropped, but maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I forget.
Yeah, I just remember seeing a clip of him. Basically, I think he was talking to Phelps or someone like, so you backside flipped a Toro.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just like, he's a young kid and he's talking to Jake Phelps and he's like, oh yeah, of course I backside flipped it.
Well, yeah, because like I was saying, like when you land on something, because I think that the clips of him sticking it were like probably the day before, or like a week before that little interview. So he probably like all juiced up, like fuck yeah, I did that shit, like because he knew he was gonna do it.
Of course, yeah.
Maybe he got hurt right after and he couldn't do it again. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's a ridiculously big set for people who don't know.
Have you been to El Toro?
No, I've never been there.
Dude, I've been a couple times. It's pretty. Yeah.
Isn't it torn down now or?
No, I think they tore it down, but they rebuilt it.
Really?
Yeah, and then there was like a whole thing on it, you know, like when it was getting torn down, like oh, you can't skate anymore because they put poles up. And then I went there and I was like, no, you could actually skate this still. There's just little like rivets. And then somebody was like, oh, but they put those little yellow bumps in front of it.
Oh yeah.
It was like they kept like having all these like different like
back and forth
things like, oh, this happened. Oh, but you can't do this. But I went there and it was, you could still skate it. Have
you ever filmed there? Like filmed anyone skating it?
No, I was going to film my friend. I was like trying to get my friend that was on active. I was trying to get him to like airwalk it. Cause that would be sick.
Is that not like it never been done?
I don't think it's been done on that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty wild.
Yeah.
All I know is recently, at one point they definitely did tear it down and maybe they built it back up. But there's a clip of a dude on a mountain bike.
Oh, I
comes
seen that.
off the roof and into like the dirt landing. That shit was unreal because I don't know if you've ever been mountain biking, but dude, that
roof is huge. I've seen. Yeah, I went to El Toro after that bike thing, and I looked at the roof. And I was like, "Holy shit, it's a big ass! It's so high."
I never even noticed the roof there until some dude is riding off of it. Like that's like at least a 13-foot roof into like the stairs, which is another massive dip.
I made a video actually on El Toro getting torn down.
Oh, really?
With Independence Day.
Okay.
Where Will Smith is like remember that like shit? It's like his wife, or I forget her name in the movie, but she opens the window. And she's like, "What is going on with that?" And it's like El Toro getting torn down, and then he looks out and he's like, "I'm gonna report to El Toro and see what's going on," because they keep saying El Toro. They say El Toro in that movie a couple times.
No, I haven't seen Independence Day in a minute, but that's what I'm talking about, man. You have this like memory, it seems like, to be able to go back and reference shit that's going on. That's super dope to create that type of stuff.
It's also just going online and just like typing in like if somebody's like getting slapped if I need a clip of somebody getting slapped in the face, like sometimes I don't remember like movies, people getting slapped in the face, but let's type in like guy getting slapped in the face and movie scene. And then like, it'll be like fucking Top Gun.
As simple as that.
And like, oh, there's that one. I remember that.
If you know how to use pretty much Google like an expert, you can find anything.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
It's fun. You'll look for something and then all of a sudden something else will pop up and you'll be like, oh, I could use that for this.
It take you in like a completely different direction.
Yeah. That's like how I make all my videos and just like kind of cruising on YouTube, and then all of a sudden like stuff just clicks. I'm like, ooh, that's tight. I could do that. I could do that.
Dude, speaking of your videos, you tend to feature, people like Justin Bieber and Nigel Houston and a ton of people that are big like that. Have you ever had any of them get back to you or like see your clips?
Well, the Bieber one, he posted that on his story.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow,
And
that's fucking sick.
I was pretty hyped on that.
Yeah, man.
It was crazy because I made that for my name drop game.
Right. Okay. Now
so
I
it
saw
was like
that.
attached. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be part of my marketing scheme. I was like, my name drop game is coming out, and this I know this video of Bieber is gonna be like a good video. People are gonna love it. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna make a Justin Bieber card. So it was like, what was the card? Bear. I think it was like no, I forget. It was Justin Timberlake maybe, and his face, and then a bee, like a bumblebee, and then a bear.
Right.
So it was like Justin B. Bear.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then that was the card, and then the video was a part of that whole thing. So I was trying to like get people to like buy my pledge, support the game, but it didn't really work out like I thought. But my friend, he knows Justin Bieber, and he's like, dude, this video is sick.
Really?
And I was like, thanks, dude. And he's like, yeah. He's like, send it to me. I'll send it to Bieber. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. And then so he sent it. His name's Dominic Walker.
Dominic Walker.
You know that guy?
Dominic. No, I don't know Dominic.
Dominic like hooked it up for sure.
That's fucking good.
And then Justin Bieber put on his story.
Dude.
And the funny thing about that is, do you follow cryptocurrency at all?
Yeah.
Okay. So I put like, like Ripple XRP? So I put like a Ripple XRP like little Easter egg in that Justin Bieber video.
Really? How do you do that?
Just like,
what do you mean? Like you put like just the symbol or like
I put a graph, like a chart, like of the Ripple chart. And then I put like, there was a new commercial that came out for Ripple. It was like a runs on Ripple.
Okay.
And I put like the banner of the commercial on the side of the video. Just a quick little Easter egg. And that shit blew up in the cryptocurrency world.
Really?
Like I made a video of there's like people like on YouTube doing like,
I've seen them. They like talk about crypto and like,
all the
strategy and shit
all the
like
people that I watch about cryptocurrency stuff, they all shouted me out like,
wow,
Shrimp Daddy made this thing. Justin Bieber runs on Ripple, like all these like news articles, and I put them all together. It's so funny.
That's wild. You probably didn't expect the cryptocurrency world to take note of it. Maybe like you just like did that for fun.
Well, I kind of did make it for that reason because I'm like a big cryptocurrency person.
Do you buy a lot or trade or do you do that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I buy a lot for sure.
That's fucking sick, dude. I got into it when it was like the first big wave, like the upswing when it went from like,
in 2017.
Yeah, it went up to like 20K.
Yeah. That's around the time I was into it too.
Yeah, so
a little bit before.
You're lucky, a little bit before. I got my first batch when it was like 9K. And then I just haven't sold anything. I just like have been letting it sit.
Nice.
Do you have a strategy though? Are you like buying and selling? Or are you just kind of like
at first I was. I still don't know a lot about it, but I watch cryptocurrency videos like every day. There's just so much about like finance that I don't know. Like,
sure.
It's so hard to like understand all these different like words they use and like abbreviations like the ETC and the BBD and like all these different, like I don't even know what it means, but I just like I'm like addicted to it. I like watch it every day.
Me too. I get it. It's almost just like the idea of making money passively is so enticing.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. And it's just kind of fun to be nerdy about it and figure out what's going on.
A lot of people don't know how like I'm even into it because like I don't like some my close friends, like I'll tell them about it and then they're like, well, so what does it mean? Like, what is this? What is that? And I'm like, I don't have all the answers. So like now and then also like it goes up and down so much to where like I don't want anybody knowing like if I make a shitload of money.
Yeah.
I also don't want a lot of people knowing if I lost a shitload of money.
Totally.
So kind of just keep to myself now.
Fair enough.
But now it's out here on the podcast. Everybody's gonna know, man.
Everyone's gonna know.
I got in when it was at 4 though.
Wow.
But then it went back to 4
Yeah,
recently.
It's hovering around 6, but it goes up to 10 every now and then. I've never actually sold my crypto to get USD back. Have you done that?
I tried it once.
Is it like it must be doable, right? It's
Yeah.
not a problem.
I was wondering the same thing because I was like, all right, I don't even know if it'll work.
Because so many people buy and hold.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone is just holding. You know what I mean?
I took some money out and put it into my bank and it actually was there the next day.
Wow.
So it does.
No problem.
Yeah. But I think if the market goes crazy, like high again, like I think a lot of like Coinbase might like freeze. I think that happened like
that's
last time.
a big problem actually because they're just as like at the mercy of technology themselves. The servers that they're running on are only as powerful as they pay for. So if everyone is trying to use it at once, it's a big problem. Have you just used Bitcoin or have you looked at other coins?
I'm like mainly in like Ripple,
okay,
XRP.
Yeah,
But I was into like Stellar and Ethereum and I'm in like this one called Kin.
Okay,
Kin is a cool one.
What do you look into the like function behind it? Because sometimes Bitcoin is kind of purely to make money off of. Sometimes these coins are used as like fundraisers for companies to even make money on themselves. Like a company will make a coin to kind of crowdfund capital for themselves as a business. Do you look at what's mostly just going to make you money, or what is your like
Not really. I look at stuff that like, well, yeah, for sure I want to make money.
Yeah.
But like things that I know that is going to be used like in a couple years.
Right. That's what I'm getting at is more of like an actual currency rather than, just like holding and like,
I think, I don't know. There's so much about it. Like Ethereum, I think that's going to be a big thing.
Right.
Just because it's like changed. I don't know.
Ethereum apparently is just the foundation of how you can trade it is more sustainable than how other cryptocurrencies are used. I'm probably butchering this as well, but I do know.
I don't even want to speak on it because like I'll probably butcher something. I don't even want to talk about.
The only one that I was really psyched on for a little bit was Litecoin. It was available on Coinbase, and it went from like I think $80 to like $300 really quick, but then it all came back down, and basically I'm at the point where I'm just kind of it's just
I
for
think
me
the top 10 coins on the coin market cap. I think the top 10 will probably like be around, but there's like thousands of coins, and I think they're gonna start all just like slowly dying.
I got burned on one called Salt.
Oh my god!
I got burned. I mean like only for like $100, but it was like I put $100 in at the time, and that was like 17 coins, and then it was at the time of like the big bubble where it went up to like 20,000. Like Bitcoin, and all the other coins are in relation to Bitcoin actually. They all kind of hover around Bitcoin. Anyways, it went up like crazy, and then all of a sudden I checked recently, and I'm like, my 17 coins are now worth like $1 or something. Lost like all of its value. But for me, the reason why I'm kind of messing around with it, like yes, I hope I could maybe like make a big boat of money, but just in general to try and have an understanding of what's going on with this type of currency, because the way that the world is going is in the direction of, a digital currency. So why not just try and be more educated on it now and like see the progression of like what we may have to use in the future. Yeah. Because right now in Shanghai, for example, it's not a cryptocurrency at all, but we use WeChat a bunch, which is like a social network, and we pay with our phones for everything. Yeah. It's crazy. And out here, like people are still using cash and cards, and
totally.
If you hand someone cash in Shanghai, they're like confused, like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah. They're like already evolving faster than us over here.
100%. Yeah. It's totally different out there. You've been to Hong Kong, right?
Yeah,
How was that trip?
dude, it was so fun. It was like it was really random. This girl that I know, she was like coming to move to LA,
Mm.
and then she was like, "Hey, do you?" She's like, "I'm moving to LA. We should hang out when I get there." I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "But I'm going to Hong Kong first." And I was like, "Sick, that lucky. I wish I could go to Hong Kong." And she's like, "Why don't you?" And I was like, "Shit, why don't I?" So then I ended up buying a ticket that night, and I just
What?
went.
That night?
Yeah,
Complete send.
yeah. And then my friend lives in Japan. He's like, "Dude, there's 6 spots in Hong Kong. I want to go." So we all just met up, and then it was kind of like the first couple days was like a little touristy kind of vibes, just like looking around and stuff. But then once my friend came from China or from Japan,
Yeah.
it just turned into a full on skate mission. And
Hell
the girl
yeah.
was like, "What are we doing? We're just skating, skating this whole time." She was like filming us. It was sick.
That's awesome, man. What'd you think of the spots? Like, it's a pretty cutty zone. You know, Hong Kong reminds me a lot of San Francisco in terms of the hills and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Were you skating a lot of spots or parks or?
A lot of spots, yeah.
Mm.
We would like, so it was really sick. It was my first time that I used my Instagram as like a tool.
Mm.
Like, hey, I'm in Hong Kong. Who's out here? Who wants to skate? And like, I did that for the first time, and dude, I got a lot of like response, and like a lot of people were like,
Hell yeah.
"Yo, dude, I'm out here. Let's skate." And this dude, I don't know if you know him. Oh, you do know him. You think you interviewed him,
Johnny
Jo-
Tang?
Johnny Tang.
Oh, you met up with Tang out
So
there.
he was in Hong Kong, and I've
Oh,
never met
no
him before.
way.
And he's like, "Yeah, I saw one of you interviewed him."
Yeah.
And yeah, he kind of showed us around. He's like, "This is where I'm from," and like he introduced me to his homie that owns a skate shop.
Oh, A52 probably.
Yeah, A52.
Dude,
Or
that's so
was it
sick.
A52?
Maybe Kit or something.
It was
yeah,
Kit.
Yeah. There's 2 of them down there.
Okay.
But dude, that's awesome that you got to meet up. Tang is like the nicest dude. I
Yeah,
love
he's
Tang.
super nice.
He's super good. Yeah, he's always like meeting up with people and skating, and that's awesome. Man.
Yeah, he kind of like gave me a little. He was like a tour guide, you know, like he's like he's showing me like what kind of food to eat out there, like what's a good spot to eat, and like show me the spots.
Yeah, man.
And like we went on the boat together, we were like hanging out. It's like super random. It's like I'm in this random place, and then now I have like a cool friend.
Dude, you met up with like the absolute best person. Tang literally does that like as a career. He
I know.
tours dudes all over Shanghai, all over China. He's like the Asia dude for touring. Him and Jay Meter, I would say, are like the guys. Also Tommy Zhao, another filmer. I could go on with a bunch of people, but Tang is awesome. He's like one of the first people I met out in Shanghai.
Yeah.
And yeah, he like didn't necessarily take me under his wing, but he like kind of takes everyone under his wing. He's just got that kind of energy of like showing people around, having a good time. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
met up with the right person. What'd you think of the food out there?
It was good.
Yeah.
I liked it. There's like dumplings.
Fuck yeah.
So good.
Fuck yeah.
That was like my first time even having that, really.
Right. That was another question I want to ask. Did you have you traveled much outside of the States besides Hong Kong? Or
I haven't. I went to Costa Rica once. Another random spur of the moment kind of thing.
Right.
My friend was like, "Hey, I'm going to Costa Rica. Want to go?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm down." And he's like, "Well, you have to buy the tickets right now, though." And I was like, "Fuck, all right." So I just went, and then yeah, it was for like 2 weeks. It was fun. I was actually, my ankle was hurt. I actually learned how to surf in Costa Rica, my first time surfing, and right before I left, I had hurt my ankle, and I was like, "Damn, I don't know if I could go because my ankle's hurt." And I went to the doctor to see if it was broken, and they're like, "We're not gonna have results back until a couple days." And I was like, "Well, I'm leaving to Costa Rica tomorrow." And then the whole time I was like limping out there, like hurting, and I did get up on a surfboard, and like even with the hurt ankle, came back, and they're like, "Yeah, your ankle's broken." It's like it's fractured in 3 places. I was like, holy shit, I've been walking around in Costa Rica for like 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's my ankle problems always.
Ankle problems.
I think I might be going to Hong Kong again.
Nice.
Next month.
Hell yeah, dude.
In like Thailand maybe.
Vacation
Taiwan.
or work or
Yeah, just like go another skate mission with some homies.
Nice.
2 of my friends are going, and they asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, sure, it sounds sick.
Hell yeah, dude. Taiwan's got some sick spots. I love
That's what I
Taiwan.
heard,
I would definitely recommend, if like you can make it over, go for sure. It's got like a nice mix of Japanese and Chinese culture,
Yeah.
which is very interesting and special. The weather is amazing. Yeah, dude. Taiwan's awesome. You can go to the beach, like have Taipei. The city's beautiful. Really good food. Definitely recommend it.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, man. Dude, this has been awesome.
Yeah.
Mark, thanks so much for being on the show. Do you want to go skate?
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
we're going to go to, what's the name of the park that we're going to soon?
We're going to go to El Sereno Skate Park
El Sereno.
for a little bit. And then maybe go meet up with Jamie Tancounty.
Okay.
You know that guy?
Not familiar.
No. And like he skates with like that dude Sorrel Jackson.
Okay.
Sorrel.
Yeah. I've heard that name before.
Yeah, I think they're skating some school or some college down the street. Might go meet up with them.
Sick.
See what's up.
I'm down, man. Can you let people know how to follow you on Instagram and stay in touch?
Yeah, you could follow me on Instagram at Shrimp Daddy.
Oh, dude, I didn't even ask you. What's the story behind the name Shrimp Daddy?
Dude, there's not really much of a story. It's just like my fake account.
Yeah.
It's my Finsta.
Finsta.
My real Instagram was Name Drop.
Okay.
That was my first Instagram.
Really? Like way back in the day? Like,
yeah, Name Drop was my first Instagram.
Oh, so you had this cooking for a minute now.
Yeah. So Name Drop was like my fuck around one. And then, no, Name Drop was my real one. Shrimp Daddy was just like it was like Instagram name that I got super late. And I was trying to figure out what was a good name. I wanted a solid name, you know?
Yeah.
No like underscores or numbers. And I was trying to figure out which name for my fake Instagram, and I was trying all these different names for like 45 minutes, and then I finally found Shrimp Daddy. Shrimp Daddy just came out, and
it works so well. I don't know. There's something about Shrimp Daddy that gets me hyped whenever I see a new post.
Hell yeah!
All right, Mark, this was awesome. Thanks a bunch.
Yeah, man.
All right, peace, guys. Boom. That's it. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this podcast valuable, there are many ways you can support it. You can rate and review it on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you listen. You can share it with your friends, you can blog about it, or discuss it on your own podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, you can subscribe to this channel and like the video. Or you can support it directly. You can do this by going to my website. I'll leave a link in the description. Thank you for supporting the show. Listeners like you make it possible. Also, if you enjoyed the intro and outro music, it was made by my brother, Danny Greenberg. You can go and check out his beats on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, or SoundCloud. He goes by the name Estoric, Estoric. All right, that's it for now.